Something that I've experienced too in the last, I'll say, year is that expansion that you talk about. You kind of like feel it. You're like, oh, and then as you read books, as you talk to new people, you're like, you feel your, I don't know, your mind boundaries expanding. And it gets more exciting, and you're like, what else can I learn now, right? Like, well, what else can I tap into? And something that has happened to me is kind of like, I guess it's the realization of potential that you tap into. So now I see other people, and I'm like, I know they have potential, but I know they maybe haven't like seen it themselves, like they don't believe yet in themselves. And I ask myself, what does it take for that person to actually realize their potential, right? Have you encountered a situation like that? How do you deal with that? Or maybe with your clients, right? Because I'm sure a lot of your clients are like, hey, I want my full potential. I want to, learn how to live life to the fullest. Like, help me, please. How do I do this?
Yeah. So to me, that's like the gap. So it's like, where you are, where you want to be, and you don't know how to get from A to Z. It's like there's this space in the middle, and in coaching language, we call that the gap. And so it's like, okay, the thinking that got me here is not the thinking that's going to get me there. And what's so fascinating about this, and I'm going to like break down a little bit of an acronym that I think might be helpful for everybody, because I love like giving some handlebars onto thinking.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So this is an acronym. It's not mine. It's, out there in the coaching world. And it's B.E.A.R, B-E.A.R. And it stands for beliefs, emotions, actions, results. And so essentially, if you look at all the results in your life, whether that's the state of your body, the money in your bank account, the state of your business, the quality of your relationships, like literally anything, the car you drive, the house you live in, all of that result comes from first a belief. And the belief are the sentences in your head, the interpretation of what's happening, the thinking that's going on. So like, for example, right now we're on this call. And the thinking, the beliefs, I could either think, hey, this is amazing, this is awesome, or I could think like, this is super stressful, I don't know what I'm going to say next, do these guys think I'm stupid?
Definitely not. You're good.
But let's say I thought that.
Yes.
Then every thought, every belief we have generates the E, the emotion. So from the emotion, that could be anxiety, stress, embarrassment, shame, whatever it might be. And based out of how I feel, my emotion, then I take action or inaction. So that's what the A stands for, is action. So we can see that, like, for example, if I'm feeling embarrassed or ashamed, I'm probably never going to get on another, podcast, another live show ever again. Or I might like end up going and like getting drunk after this because I'm just like in that state of, I just want to forget it, want to totally check out of life. Based out of that feeling, that emotion, I take action or inaction, and then that gives me the result.
That's amazing.
So what I love about this is when I'm looking at a client's life and they're wanting to improve in some way, they want to get a different R, a result.
Yeah.
Then we've got to almost like reverse engineer it and go back to the belief. What would I have to think in order to feel the way that I would need to feel in order to take new action to give me a result? And so everything can be traced back to that belief, that thinking, that interpretation, the meaning of what's happening in our life, which is really cool and a fun way to start like thinking about our lives and going, oh, I've got some control here.